Hello, welcome to this workout video. This is workout one, upper body. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Nell Wood. We're going to do 3 exercises to work that upper body. We're going to start with a warm up. You're only going to need light weights, dumbbells, and enough space to move. So the warm up, we're going to do some high steps. We're going to do this for about 30 seconds just to get the heart rate started. Now, you could also be reaching for a wall or a heavy piece of furniture in order to make sure that you've got your balance. You can also choose to do jumping jacks or maybe run in place. There's all kinds of different things you can do. This is just a really quick high step, and like I said, we're only going to do this for about 30 seconds to 45 seconds just to start getting the heart rate up a little bit so that blood is pumping, so it's going towards your muscles in order to keep you supported and safe while you're working out. All right, once we're done, we're going to add some torso rotations. You want to have the stance just be a little bit wider than hip. So maybe about shoulder. You want to keep that trunk nice and engaged, especially that lower girdle. And then it's just a rotate side to side. Your arms can even be reaching out to the side. Keep those shoulders out of the ears. A few times, side to side. Little dynamic stretching. And then once you're done with that, you're going to pause. The next thing is going to be on the floor, unless you wanted to do this against a wall, because you totally could do this against the wall. But it's a plank with a little bit of push-up, and you're like, I don't want to do a push-up. But since we're working the upper body, we're working the chest, and I've got cushion for my knees. Doing a couple push-ups on your knees this early, I'm trying to make sure you can still see me, is a great way to start warming up. I've got those shoulders out of my ears. Got my knees down. I'm not going all the way, my chest is not hitting the floor. But I'm going to do 5. 3, 4, 5. And then there is a quick warm up for the upper body. We will be resting for a minute between each set, so you'll know that you're going to have time to recover. Okay, so the first exercise is a set of 12. 3 sets of 12 for a bench press. And I'm going to get on to, I'm going to have to move my cat. All right, girl. Thank you. I'm going to do this with dumbbells. Remember, it doesn't have to be a heavy weight. I'm going to come onto my bench. Remember, this can also be on the floor. I've got my low back protected, bringing my feet to the place that best serves me. I've got my dumbbells right at my chest line. Shoulders out of the ears. Here's the first set of 12. 1, 2, 3. My chin is tucked. 4. Shoulders out of the ears. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And now I'm going to rest for 1 minute. I'm going to bring those weights down. Always careful with my joints. I'm checking my watch to make sure what time it is. And now you're waiting. This is where I mean, if you wanted to do some cardio while you're waiting, you could always pop up and do cardio. It's always your call. If you wanted to be doing some sort of stretching, it's your call. I just like to sit and notice how my body feels. Here's where you're making calls too. Like if you're thinking, oh, that was really, 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 really easy, and you have the next size weight up, go ahead and add to it, knowing that you can always, if you choose, if that's not the right call for you, go back to the lighter weight. Also, you could think, oh, that was really, really heavy, maybe, or really, really hard. Maybe you should go down in weight. Okay, the minute's almost up. Getting my dumbbells back in place. Going to do that next set of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, just going straight up. 5, whole rib cage involved. 6, 7, 8, chin tucked. 9, 10, 11, 12. And I'm going to bring the weights down, always being very careful, checking the time, and then waiting for that minute to then go into that last round. Make sure that you have got something to drink so you're keeping yourself hydrated. Move around however feels good. Remember, nothing should hurt. I definitely want you to feel engaged and active and maybe a little strained and uncomfortable, but I don't think it should be like dying. Like you should never be like you're going to, like you just hate it. It shouldn't be dreadful. I don't think any of it should be dreadful. I think it should be amazing. Because it feels amazing. And if you're starting with those light weights and you're staying consistent, it's going to build up muscle. And it's not about bulking up. It's about just staying strong and functional. All right, last set. You're getting your weights, you're getting in place, and then you're going for your last 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then you are setting down and getting off the bench the best way that works for you without hurting yourself. And then you're getting ready for the next set of exercises, which is going to be the overhead press. So as we don't have to rush right into the next one. You want to give your body a little bit of time, at least a minute, to reset. I'm going to do this with the 5-pound dumbbells again, and I think I'm going to do it seated. That helps with keeping that low back in that place of support. I'll go ahead and set them to the side. So we're going to do 3 sets of 10. I am seated on my bench. Remember, this could be in a chair. It can even be on the ground, cross-legged, excuse me. I've got the weights in my hand, bringing them up to shoulder height, keeping those shoulders out of the ears. You're going to press up a little bit in front of your face, always protecting those elbows for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you're going to rest for a minute. Always making sure that you are taking that time to let the body reset. It needs to knit back together. You're making the call. Here you're deciding, I need heavier weights or I need lighter weights, always making the best call for you. I definitely say start lighter. You want to feel it a little bit. I know you do want to have the muscle, you want to feel the muscle working. That means that you are breaking down that muscle, but I don't want it to be so much that you hurt yourself. You always want to be careful that you are not going to hurt yourself. Tearing your muscle is not a good thing. So make sure that you're always starting low weight, and if you consistently do that low weight, then after doing that consistently for a few weeks, a couple months, then gradually adding just a little bit of weight each time. And that's how you build the strength. All right, second set of 10, same thing. Shoulder height, keep those shoulders out of your ears, whole rib cage involved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, shoulders out of my ears. 6, 7, keeping those elbows high. 8, 9, protecting my wrists. 10. All right, last rest before we move on to that last set. Let those muscles come back, let them relax. If you are feeling that you need more, of course, you can add some sort of light cardio to keep your heart rate up. You can add some dynamic stretching. It really just depends on what works for you. I'm a fan of encouraging movement and stillness and kind of mixing them in together. So you're always doing what works best for you. I personally just like to sit and let it, and just feel my body. And just, I find it to be amazing. I love to feel that aliveness. But we're coming up on the last few seconds of the rest. So you're going to set yourself up for that last set of 10. Get the weights into the proper position, and then you are moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, set those down, and we're going to move on to the last set of exercises for this session, which is the bent over row. And the bent over row can be done seated, just as beautiful as standing. You're always doing whatever works best for you. We're going to do 3 sets of 8. So I'm going to stick with the 5 pounds, and I've got them in my hands. I'm going to keep the weights so they are, I guess this would be vertical, and then pull back that way. So we're going to get started. I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see it. I've got those shoulders out of my ears. I've got that lower girdle engaged to protect that low back. I'm going to bend my knees and bend over slightly and let the arms extend. And then I'm going to pull back for 8. 1, I'm squeezing those blades. 2, but that's not the only thing I'm doing. 3, keeping that chest high. Shoulders out of the ears. 4, 5, 6, arms just brushing the side. 7, 8, and then I'm going to stand up. I'm going to bring the weights down, and I'm going to wait just a minute for the muscles to reset back. We only have 2 more sets, and then we will go into a really easy cool down. And you can see we worked 3 major groups of muscles, or the whole upper body, in 3 different moves in less than, it's going to be less than 25 minutes. It's going to be less than 30 minutes. That is, if you do that consistently, that is effective, and it will take you far, and it will build strength. So I really encourage you to keep up and to keep at it and to keep up with it in order to build that strength and build that muscle. All right, we're going to do that second set. It's been about a minute. I've got the weights in my hand. I've got them in that vertical position. I'm going to turn to the side just to keep it so you can see how I am bending my knees and then hinging, keeping that trunk nice and long, letting those arms come down and then pulling back for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to stand up, unhinge, put the weights down. We're going to wait just a minute, and then we'll do that very last set. And here's where I'm going to grab a drink. I can't believe it's taking me this long to get a drink. You should be drinking as much as you can. Make sure you're taking care of yourself and always doing what's best for you, taking the breaks. If you need longer than a minute in between, I definitely encourage that. You can always pause, wait a little bit longer to let your muscles get back into place and then do your next sets. So please, please, please do what works best for you. And I think it's been about a minute. I can't remember what time it was, but it's probably been about a minute-ish. So we'll just take our time going into that last set of rows. I'm picking up my weights. I've got them in my arms, in my hands. I'm going to bend those knees, hinge a little bit, bring the weights in front, and then pull back for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then press up, and you've done 3 sets. So now we're going to do a cool down. I'm going to put those down, and then let's come to seated. Let's come to seated into just a nice, comfortable position. Hands can be wherever on your body. I'll even turn to the side. We're going to do seated cat and cows. So it's an inhale, lift, exhale, curl, inhale, lift, exhale, curl. Do that for a few times. Inhale, lift, exhale, curl. You don't have to pull your arms on your legs. This is all trunk. And then after a few of those, pause and then move side to side. Remember to keep the shoulders out of your ears. And you're just getting that nice side stretch on the side. Pause, left arm down, right arm reach. Breathe full and deep. Let a few circles happen. One direction, a couple times. And then pause, go in the opposite direction. Your shoulders what's moving around, your arm just going along for the ride. And then lift to reach and float to the other side. Pause, go for the circle, a couple times, 2, 3 in one direction, and then 2, 3 in the other direction, however many works for you. And then pause and lift. Come all the way down onto the back. Take your time. We're going to come into that bridge position. Keep that girdle engaged. Lower and lift a few times in some bridges. Keep tucking that tail. Keep those toes from doing any work. Use those balls a few times. And then pause. And then you can bring yourself up. Thank you so much for joining me for Workout 1. I hope you found it fun and enjoyable. Please let me know what you think. Take care and keep working out. Bye.